Incredible figure. 5% more, it would be 50% drop. From 280 billion B to 154 billion, that's 100 billion US dollars. This is all US dollars drop. Is this anything short of a huge misfortune and setback for India? If your exports drop by 100 billion, 45%, may I respectfully remind the Honorable Prime Minister and the government of the day that India's exports crossed 300 billion and stood at 315 billion in March 2013, barely 2 years ago or 2.5 years ago. It's now down to 154. And in India, in 1 month alone, it has plummeted in October by 17.5%. And it is not just one swallow or one dot or one blip. For 11 straight months, our exports are dropping. What is even more worrying is that the core sectors in this area of exports are not doing well. Gem and jewelry. 13% of our export basket is gem and jewelry. That has declined by over 12 to 13%. Chemicals and related products, they account for 10% of the basket of export goods. They have declined by 8%. Engineering goods, which account for almost 23% of total exports, have declined by 11.6%. Friends, with this backdrop, very terrible sounding backdrop, which according to us is a huge setback for India's dynamism, we want to ask through you a few questions. Why is the economy in such a pitiable state? Are all these empty, hollow acronyms? Is this a Prime Minister and is this a government of acronyms? Is this the reality of Make in India? Skill India, minimum government, maximum governance, Swachh Bharat? Are these words completely hollow and meaningless? What is the meaning of the sloganeering with the NRIs, with the diaspora, if this is the result of our export performance? What is all this economic diplomacy which we hear about on your foreign trips? Economic diplomacy, FDI, investment, commerce. Why and how can exports decrease by 50% in your 18 months tenure? 45% in your 18 months tenure. Friends, I think this is something which is extremely serious and most unfortunately not mentioned by this Honorable Prime Minister or any of his senior ministers, not addressed by the Government of India. When will the government wake up? This wake-up call has been happening for 11 straight months every month, and all that we have heard is inaction and silence. As I speak, we also have to look at this jugglery of wholesale price index, consumer price index, inflation and deflation in the context of real figures affecting the Aam Aadmi. The Aam Aadmi figures are 200 rupees per kilogram for dal. I don't know when in the past you have heard of dal at 200 becomes the most precious commodity. Sounds like eating gold. Onion at 40 rupees per kilogram, tomatoes at roughly 80 rupees a kilo, matar, peas, 160 rupees a kilo, and mustard oil, a basic cooking medium, beyond 140 to 150 rupees a kilo. Is this Mr. Modi's model of Mehengai Ki Maar? Because the items I have listed, dal, onion, tomatoes, matar and cooking oil, means that at one stroke Mr. Modi and his government with their Mehengai Ki Maar have taken away your carbohydrate, your protein, your vitamin and your fat from your thali, from your table. So if you take away carbohydrate, protein, vitamin and fat, are you swallowing and eating air? The price of sugar and tea as well is expected to rise. That is now been written and predicted by ASSOCHAM and other organizations.